Listen, guys, I was recently asked in the comments of one of my videos, what's my advice for a guild going into Classic Wrath to take them to the next level? What's it going to take? What should they do? And how can you just prepare yourself mentally and literally as a guild going into Wrath? And I have one big piece of advice that I would just love to encourage my community of listeners who are out there trying to prepare their guilds. And that one huge piece of advice is to make the most out of phase one. I'm telling you, like, commit to 2 to 3 raid nights in phase one. Even though Naxxramas OSEOE is so easy and you don't need it, I really think you ought to be doing multiple nights of raiding in phase one. You'll have your main raid. That might take one full raid night, possibly. Maybe half a raid night. Whatever, no big deal. If you want to call it early, that's fine. Maybe take off an hour or two of everyone's time and let them have some free time. That's totally fine. But you need to give people another reason to log on. Maybe you have an alt raid. Maybe you split raid. Maybe you have a GDKP raid. Or you have a night dedicated for 10 mans. Or maybe you have a night where you PvP as a guild. Or you do arenas. Or you have an achievement run for your heroic dungeons. Or achievement runs for 10 mans or 25 mans. Or maybe you just have a night dedicated to parse running. Whatever it takes, do it. Just please do it. Even if it feels really stupid at the time, trust me, guys. What we're going to see in Ulduar is going to be a very similar situation to what we had in Sunwell Plateau. Hell, even for SSC TK. The guilds who were able to commit multiple raid nights were able to clear much faster and progress much faster than guilds who didn't. Main raid Prague and Ulduar can take 2 to 3 nights for a normal guild. 10-man can even take 1 to 2 nights, and that's not even including a full hard mode clear. It completely depends on the skill level and experience that your guild has, but you need to understand that Ulduar is a very huge time sink. It's a lot similar to Sunwell Plateau in terms of difficulty, but it has more than double the amount of bosses. That just genuinely takes time. Whether you like it or not, you can't just go in and blast it unless you're at the highest level of skill here. It's going to take time to clear. And the best way you can prepare is just by getting your raid members used to playing on a regular basis. Have your schedule set up, have people log in, give them any reason to log in, and start taking accountability for attendance. I think this stuff is really important. It's a lot like playing a sport and being on a team together. The team that practices the most is likely going to be the most prepared for their opponents. The more you practice, the better your communication gets, the better you start playing together with your teammates. And the same is true with your guild. If you're only raiding just one night, just one measly night, and you clear all the content in, say, 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half if you do Nax OSEOE, and then you just call it and you never log in again until the next week, you might be a little rusty. Hell, you might barely know your guild mates. And when it comes to Ulduar, you're probably going to run into some attendance issues. Just do everything you can to make the absolute most out of phase one. I'm telling you, pre-raid stuff is really fun. Pre-patch stuff is really fun. And just make the most of it. It's going to be slightly buffed. That's all we know. And just go with it. It's okay. Have fun. Don't feel like you're getting burnt out, and just start leveling alts. I'm telling you, it's all going to pay dividends come Ulduar, as Ulduar is one of the most fun raids in all of WoW, and it's a huge time commitment. Okay, sorry I had to make such an individual video about this, but I really felt like it was important, and I just wanted to get my thoughts out there and express them clearly to you guys. Best of luck with your guild prep going into Classic Wrath. Hope this video helps. Thanks, guys. Peace out.